Welcome to the International English Language Testing System. I'm your examiner Mohammad Inzamam Khan and my examiner ID is S120223. So the examiner ID is S120223. So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So what's your name?
My name is Tanjit Rahman Saad, but you can call me Saad.
Where are you from?
I'm from Dhaka and I'm still living in Dhaka.
Are you a student or a job holder?
I'm currently a student and I'm a student of class 9 in MUBC.
Oh. How do you spend your free time?
As a student, I don't get enough free time, but when I do, I usually watch television, I spend time with my friends and travel around.
Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I do have some hobbies, for example, collecting stamps and gardening, cooking and traveling. But I do love gardening so much because it's very refreshing and I love cultivating plants.
Oh. Now I'm going to tell about this test. This test is divided into three parts. In first part, I will ask you some question, and second part, I will give you a cue card, and the third part is discussion part.
Okay.
So now I'm going to ask you some questions about health. Is it important for you to eat healthy food?
Yes, I think it's very important for me to eat healthy foods, and just not for me, but everybody in this world, because healthy food contains a lot of nutrients, for example, vitamin, carbohydrates, minerals, etc. And a balanced diet ensures that every kinds of nutrition is in food, so you should always follow a balanced diet, and it also gives you a lot of energy to carry out your daily tasks. If you're a student, you have to study a lot, so you should eat healthy foods to keep yourself energetic. And if you're a laborer, you have to do a lot of physical work, so you also need energy, so you have to eat healthy foods a lot. And it also improves your immune system, so you don't get stuck with any kinds of disease easily. And there's also matter of weight management. If you eat a balanced diet, you can manage your weight. If you get too fat, you might get struck with a heart attack, and that's very bad for you. And that's all about it.
Okay. If you catch cold, what do you do to get yourself better?
Well, if I catch cold, there's a lot of thing I do. Firstly, I try to rest a lot as much as possible. It lets the immune system work more efficiently in my body, and also try to stay hydrated as much as possible. I drink a lot of water during cold, and also drink tea, herbal teas, especially mixed with honey and ginger. It reduces the irritation in the sore throat. And I also try to take I also try to gargling with salt water, because it also reduces the irritation in the sore throat. And I try to take as much vitamin C as possible. It reduces the duration of a cold. And that's all about it.
Do you pay attention to public health information?
Yes, I do pay attention to public health information. I think everybody should pay attention to it, because it lets you know the your health issues and how to prevent it, or where to get help if you are stuck with any kinds of diseases. But that you have to verify that source is trustable. For example, if it is from the government or the World Health Organization, you should always trust it, because they always say the truth.
What do you do to live a healthier lifestyle?
Well, there's a lot of things I can do to live a healthier lifestyle. First of all, I should always follow a balanced diet. Just just like I said before, a balanced diet is very important for you to stay, because they contain a lot of nutrition. And I try to exercise a lot. You should always aim for 2 hours of exercise every day. It increases your stamina, so you can do a lot of work. And you should always have adequate sleep. You should aim for at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep every day. Is Adequate sleep routine is very important for your well-being. And I also try to limit my screen time as much as possible, and focus on my studies, because I am a student. And I also try to limit caffeine, for example, coffee, so I don't sleep early. Yeah.
Okay. That's the end of part one, and now I'm going to give you a cue card. You have to think about it 1 minute, and I will give you 1 to 2 minutes to talk about this.
Okay.
Your time is finished.
Okay, so now let me describe an occasion where I had to wait for someone to arrive. So last Saturday, me and my friend Isaac decided to go on my favorite coffee shop. So we decided time it was 10 a.m. Before continuing, let me tell you about Isaac. He's my classmate and he's a very nice guy and he's my best friend. So let's continue. So just like I was saying before, we decided time. It's 10 a.m. We both agreed on the time. So the next morning, I woke up and went there right on the agreed time. So after going there, I noticed that Isaac is still not there. So I went went inside the coffee shop, ordered coffee, and sat in a chair. So after sitting on the chair, I was patiently sipping my coffee and waiting for him. And I was keep checking my phone so I get any kind of text from Isaac. So it was almost half an hour. After half an hour, he I saw him coming to the front gate of the shop. He stared at me with an sorry smile, and I asked him why he was late. So he tried to tell me that he got held up in traffic. So I greeted him warmly and forgave him for what he did. It can happen to everybody, and that's it.
Okay. Now we are moving to part three. Now I'm asking some questions about arriving early.
Okay.
In what kinds of situation you should arrive early?
There's a lot of situation where you should arrive early. For example, you should always arrive early in a doctor appointment and a job interview. Because in a job interview, you should always arrive early because you might lose your job and the interviewer might get impatient. And for you should also come arrive early during flights because you might miss your flight for any kinds of unexpected complications, and same goes for any kinds of public transportation. You might miss them for any kinds of any unexpected complications. And you should always, if you are a student, you should always arrive early in your school because a teacher might punish you for being late and you might miss any kinds of lesson from them. And if you're working, you should always come to your workplace as fast as possible because the manager get mad at you and reduce your salary. and you should always arrive early during any kinds of events or parties so you can gain your loyalty to your friends. And you should always come to movie theaters early so that you can get a good seat in the theater. And that's it.
In your country, is it important to arrive early?
Yes, it is very important to arrive early in the country of Bangladesh because people in their country people respect each other time, and as the country is very populated and the public transportation keeps coming and going, so we have to catch them as fast as possible or you might miss them.
How does modern technology help someone to arrive early?
Well, modern technology can help someone peripheral in many ways. For example, you can use a GPS. You can use Google Maps to make a shortcut to your destination, and you can it gives you the quickest way you can get to your destination. And you can always use Uber to hire taxi from anywhere in this world, and that's very beneficial for you.
Okay. Now I'll ask you some questions about being patient.
Okay.
What kinds of jobs requires more patience?
There's a lot of job that requires patience. For example, being a doctor or a nurse. If you're a doctor, you have to perform many kinds of surgeries, and this requires a lot of patience and accuracy. And if you're a nurse, you have to deal with some many kinds of patients, and you have to take care of them for a long time. That also requires patience. And we also have to talk about the teachers because they have to deal with many kinds of annoying students in their class, and they have to teach their lessons very carefully. That's why they have to be patient, and same goes for any kinds of babysitters.
Okay. Is it important to be patient in studies or work?
Yes, I think it's very important to be patient during studies and work. For example, if you're learning any kinds of skills such as programming, you have to learn that very patiently, because you might miss any kinds of lessons, and this requires a lot of time. Success doesn't come quickly, so you have to be patient. And and if you're building in kinds of relationship, you have to be patient, because it involves in kinds of active listening, empathy and understanding. And solving in kinds of math equation also requires a lot of patience, because you have to keep your brain calm and do it slowly, so you prevent any kinds of mistake.
Are older people more patient than the younger ones?
In my opinion, I think it varies from person to person, and some people might say that older people are more patient because they have more life experience and better emotional control. I mean, they're not entirely wrong, but I think there are some younger people who are more patient than any kinds of older people, and there are older people who are more patient than younger people, and that's why I think it varies from person to person.
That was amazing, and this is the end of our testing system.